NIS.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
हम रहमत पाएंगे, रोजा रखने की ताकत दे हिम्मत हमको या अल्लाह, सजदे में हम अपने सर को झुकाएंगे.
Compelling design starts with familiar elements that captivates the eyes with a fresh perspective. Most of us long for the ability to choose our surroundings. At Andy Enamored Furniture Store, we believe that your paradise should be easy as walking through your own front door. With our great line of home furnishings for you to choose from, with sofas starting from $50,000, we also custom built to suit your specifications. So come visit with us and make your choice. We also sell MDF, white pine wood and white pine plywood. Andy Enamored Furniture Store located at 7B Goodhill Public Road, East Coast, Demerara. Telephone 503-8001 or 658-4785. Layaway and financing available. Come see us first.
Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Jagdeo says Dharmlal will face all consequences if found guilty of rape. 6 charged for aiding escape of Smalley granted $750,000 bail. Police force made several procedural breaches in probe against Minister Dharmlal, says opposition, and cops charged with short paying, forging colleagues' signatures. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Alethea Grant with the Thursday, June 22, 2023 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what we're tracking this evening. The Guyana Police Force has completed its investigation into the alleged rape by local government minister Nigel Dharmlal, and the opposition has noted that there were several procedural breaches during the probe. We have more details in this report.
The Guyana Police Force is accused by the APNU-AFC opposition of several procedural breaches in the investigation of rape against Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharmlal. In the party's weekly press conference, opposition parliamentarian Don Hastings-Williams revealed that the party received several disturbing reports of the schoolgirl being denied her constitutional right to legal representation.
Additionally, we have received reports that on a visit to the alleged crime scene, the accused was present. This flies in the face of the rule of law and the protection of the victim. It is unacceptable and must be condemned.
The police force had denied that the minister was there when the 16-year-old girl was taken to his home, which is the alleged crime scene.
The opposition demands that the investigation be fair and impartial in every sense and be free from any political influence, interference, directive, and be undertaken in keeping with the law.
Moreover, Hastings-Williams called for the Office of the Professional Responsibility to launch a probe into the actions of the regional commander of Region 2, Kemraj Shivbaran. A document bearing Shivbaran's signature of the victim recanting her statement has been circulating. Furthermore, the opposition reiterated its call for Dharmlal to be removed from public office immediately.
By virtue of these allegations, The minister is not fit for public office in any capacity and must immediately resign or be removed from government and parliament.
To this end, the APNU-AFC noted that this case would be the litmus test of whether our society's elites are above the law. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
With the Carbon Court of Justice, the CCJ, present in Guyana for its second itinerant sitting, Red Thread Guyana on Thursday took the opportunity to host a picket exercise at the Arthur Chung Convention Center, demanding justice for the 16-year-old female complainant at the center of a rape allegation against local government minister Nigel Darmlal and agitating for an independent investigation. Antonio Day has more.
Behind are members of civil society, including the Red Thread Association and the Amerindian People's Association, adding their voice to the clarion call for the immediate removal of Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Darmlal. The women's rights advocacy group staged a protest on Thursday outside the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The Guyana Police Force confirmed that the investigation, which was launched in relation to rape allegations of a minor against the subject minister, is now completed. The file is currently before the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Shalimar Al-Haq, Senior Counsel, for legal advice. Joy Marcus, member of the Red Thread Association, is adamant that amid a series of rape allegations levied against Darmlal, justice must take its course.
And we can't have the people who are supposed to be looking out for our interests to be the ones that are destroying us or destroying our children. And we're out here as mothers, as grandmothers, as aunts to say that justice must be served.
The 16-year-old girl who levied rape and sexual assault allegations against Darmlal was reportedly taken back to the place of the alleged crime, while the accused minister was there. Opposition member and attorney-at-law Amanzo Walton-Desir believes that if this is true, it is a clear case of re-victimization of the victim. The minor should not have been taken back to the scene with Darmlal present, she agitated during the continued protest in front of the office of the president. She underscored that justice must take its course.
I want to say again to all of the victims, if you are a victim, we are saying to you, the time to speak out is now. The time to speak out is now. The entire country is in support. Some people may not be out here today, but we receive the messages. They are supporting you, and now is the time for you to step forward.
Member of Parliament Simona Brooms, Amerindian People's Association representatives Laura George and Gina Rose, alongside teacher Odessa Primus, were also on the picket lines.
We're not going to stand for this nonsense, whether you are in the highest office in this land or, at the lowest level. These kind of behaviors will not and should not be condoned at all. And that message has to be sent clearly.
Because the DPP can only deal with what reached the DPP, all right? And so I am still optimistic about the process, but in saying that, I believe that fairness and justice must prevail.
What we would like to see is to ensure that there is a fully independent process that ensures the child's rights are respected. The child's safety is also paramount.
What I'd like to see is that she has independent legal counsel, that the investigation is not compromised by any means in whatever way.
I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News from the Arthur Chung Conference Center.
Almost a month after they were charged and remanded to prison for aiding in the escape of now dead notorious mass murderer Royden Smalley Williams from the Mazruni Maximum Security Prison, the 6 accused, including the superintendent of prisons, were each granted $750,000 bail.
The prison officers charged are Alexander Hopkinson, 58, of Bartica Housing Scheme, Oldfield Remullas, 50, of Victoria Street, Cumberland Village, East Kanji Berbice, Conroy Hosanna, 35, of East Kanji Berbice, and Omar Witherspoon, 26, of Stanleytown, New Amsterdam Berbice. Hopkinson is the superintendent of prisons at the Mazruni prison, while Remullas is the second in charge. The others charged are Rajmohan Auto called Chico, a 48-year-old businessman of Perica East Bank Essequibo, and Venezuela national Frangelis Flores Perez, 28, of Kitty, Georgetown. The group of 6 made their second court appearance on Thursday before Magistrate Crystal Lambert at the Bartica Magistrates Court, where their lawyers were successful in their bail application. The conditionality of granting the defendants pre-trial liberty is that they must lodge their passports with the court until the hearing and determination of the trial. They were instructed to make their next court appearance on July 18, 2023. The defendants are charged with conspiracy to commit a felony contrary to Section 34 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. Hosanna and Witherspoon are being represented by attorney at law Patrice Henry. Romulus is being represented by attorney U.C. Anderson, and attorney at law Bernardo Silva represented Hopkinson. The others were unrepresented. On May 19, 2023, Williams made a daring escape from the prison with the assistance of heavily armed accomplices. The escape occurred in broad daylight and involved the use of a speedboat. During the escape, the escort party accompanying Williams was attacked with AK-47 rifles by the individuals on the boat, which was in the Mazaruni River. No prison officer was injured during the ordeal. On June 1, Williams was shot dead during a confrontation with members of the Joint Services at 33 miles Bartica, Pataro. Williams was found guilty of killing 12 persons, 3 of whom were policemen during the Bartica massacre in 2008. Tiana Co reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
More news after this break. Stay with us.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, assort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. FDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
We at SNL Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan, from ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures, we've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. SNL Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables, circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. SNL Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
In today's fast-paced world of modern finance, with its many options and opportunities, you will need good advice and help getting value for your money. Hand-in-Hand Trust is the way to go. From owning your own home or business with our residential and commercial mortgages to drive a new car with a vehicle loan, we'll help you realize your dreams. You can also access investment deposit accounts, share brokerage services, personal trust, thrift and pension plan trusteeship, property management, investment portfolio management, safe deposit boxes, the convenience of our Cambio, Western Union, and Bill Express services. Hand-in-Hand Trust for financial services and more, helping you get the most out of your financial resources and your life.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News. Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has weighed in on the rape allegations against local government minister Nigel Dharmlal, noting that the minister will face all consequences if found guilty of rape. In the same breath, he noted that the issue should not be socialized and politicized. More in this report.
Noting that the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPPC, has quote-unquote, no tolerance for any abuse of women or children, Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo said that Nigel Dharmlal would face all consequences if found guilty of rape allegations leveled against him. In a Facebook Live interview, Jagdeo, who is also the People Progressive Party Civic General Secretary, noted that the claim is being thoroughly investigated.
There must be a full investigation of the allegations, and if the minister is found guilty, he faces all the consequences associated with the charge.
The local government and regional development minister, who was accused last year of harassing a 22-year-old New York-based woman, became the center of a rape allegations on last Friday. A 16-year-old schoolgirl, in a letter to President Irfan Ali, alleged that she was groomed, preyed upon, and sexually assaulted by Dharmlal.
We are intolerant to anybody harassing women, or more so children, molesting children. We take a strong view on that matter.
To this end, the Vice President noted that the issue should not be socialized and more so politicized. In fact, he stressed the importance of allowing the process to work. On Thursday, the Guyana Police Force said it had completed its investigations into rape allegations. For her legal opinion, a file was sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shalimar Hadi Haq, Senior Counsel. Dharmlal, who was on administrative leave, was arrested on Monday and released on $1 million station bail. The calls have been pouring in from every section of society for the minister to be fired or resign. Several protest actions continue to be held on a daily basis. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, Anand Prasad, the junior minister of local government, is currently heading the ministry. This is against the backdrop of substantive Minister Nigel Dharmlal proceeding on administrative leave amid rape allegations leveled against him by a female minor. Vice President Bharat Jagdeo confirmed that Prasad, who has been Dharmlal's junior since 2020, has since assumed the responsibility of the ministry. Asked if Dharmlal has also been given any leave from the People's Progressive Party Civic pending the outcome of the investigations, Jagdeo responded in the negative. With the stated aim of reviewing the current form of the National HIV and AIDS Workplace Policy, proposing amendments and additions, and soliciting feedback from key stakeholders, the National AIDS Program Secretariat NAPS on Thursday hosted a consultation session at the Marriott Hotel. Renata Burnett filed that report.
In May 2009, the Ministry of Labour, in collaboration with the National Tri-Party Committee, launched the National HIV/AIDS Workplace Policy as part of its drive to prevent the spread of the disease in the workplace and stem the associated stigma. 22 years later, persons are still experiencing discrimination in their workplace due to their HIV status. On Thursday, the National AIDS Program Secretariat, NAPS, held consultations on the National HIV and AIDS in the Workplace Policy at the Marriott Hotel. Dr. Tariq Jagnarine, NAPS Program Manager, reminded that the workplace holds immense potential for the requisite positive change needed in the fight against HIV/AIDS.
With most of our adults' population spending a significant portion of their lives at work, we have a unique opportunity to foster a supportive environment that promotes prevention, care, and inclusivity.
By integrating the updated guidelines from the International Labour Organization, ILO, and global best practices, we can strengthen our collaborative efforts and response. But first, we must emphasize the importance of education and awareness, Jagnarine posited.
Our workplaces must become centers of knowledge, equipped with information not only on HIV prevention, transmission, treatment, but other health-related issues such as mental health, chronic diseases, and current issues that are happening within our societies.
According to the Occupational Safety and Health Consultant Gwyneth King of the Ministry of Labor, it is widely estimated that 2 out of 3 persons living with HIV go to work daily. This makes the workplace a vital entry point for tackling the disease.
Statistics have indicated that worldwide and also in Guyana, the majority of persons living with HIV and AIDS are in the working age population. Hence the need for action at the level of the workplace.
The adverse consequences of HIV on workers and their families and the numerous ways it can affect workplaces were also highlighted. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
2 serving members of the Guyana Police Force accused of short-paying several of their colleagues, forging the signatures of several ranks and converting monies to their own use have been charged. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Those charged are Woman Police Corporal Felicia Lewis and Special Corporal Kelroy Doris, both of whom are stationed at the Guyana Police Force's Mounted Branch in the Finance Department. The duo appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Sheridan Isaacs Marcus in the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where they were slapped with several charges. Doris was charged with 5 counts of larceny by a public officer and 1 count of forgery, while Lewis was charged with 3 counts of forgery and 1 count of larceny by a public officer. The duo was not required to plead to the indictable charges. Doris was placed on $120,000 bail, while Lewis received bail in the sum of $80,000. The matters were adjourned to July 14, 2023 for statements. Facts presented by the court prosecutor stated that during the month of December 2022, the police force paid out incentives to several ranks for outstanding performances, including some ranks of the Police Mountain Branch. During the month of February 2023, several ranks of the Mountain Branch and K&I section reported that they were made to sign a musketery and incentive pay sheet for December 2022 by Woman Corporal Lewis and Special Corporal Doris at the said Mountain Branch registry. The amount of money they were made to sign for on the pay sheet was hidden from them, and it was later revealed that they were given less monies than which they were allocated for them by the police force. Some ranks claimed that they did not sign the said pay sheets. As a result, several ranks did not receive the correct amounts that were awarded to them. The matter was then reported to Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, and an investigation was launched into the matter. The probe revealed that Doris and Lewis short-paid several ranks of the Mountain Branch and K&I units, and on some occasions forged the signature of several ranks at the musketery and incentive pay sheet and converted the monies to their own use. Legal advice was sought, and the 2 were both charged. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. More news on the other side of this break.
Cleanup, we can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at...
Oh my lord! I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Washer, dryer, wash it, fluff it, for spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. The newly commissioned $5.1 million Good Hope Secondary School located on the east coast of Demerara will house nearly 1,000 students come September. The state-of-the-art institution is geared at easing the issue of overcrowding in schools along the East Coast corridor. Renata Burnett filed that report.
Approximately 1,000 students are expected to benefit from the newly commissioned Good Hope Secondary School located on the east coast of Demerara. On Wednesday, the U.S. $5.1 million state-of-the-art institution, which is intended to house students from grades 7 to 11 within the new housing development as well as from overcrowded secondary schools in the vicinity, was commissioned by President Irvin Ali. The head of state in his address to the gathering said for education to be delivered in an even-handed way, it requires even-handed investment across every single geographic region to ensure that the nation's children have the opportunity to do their best.
What is different in this school and the schools that we're building? We understand where the country is going, and we understand the nature of children in secondary school. So you have those who will be more inclined to technical education. And we have to start weaning this issue of dropout from our system.
With the completion of the Good Hope Secondary, the east coast of Demerara would have achieved universal secondary education, the Minister of Education, Priya Manikchan, posited.
We're going to close out the 6 primary tops that currently exist here. And the children are going to be able to come to a discrete secondary school. Discrete is a term of art. It means a secondary school that caters for secondary education with labs and trained teachers.
Like the East Coast, students on the Linden-Soosdijk Highway and the East Bank of Demerara also suffered from massive overcrowding, the minister said, as 2 schools scheduled to be built at those locations were never completed. However, within the next month, the completed Yarrow Harbour Secondary School will bring a great ease to students along the East Bank of Demerara. Head teacher of the Good Hope Secondary School, Anissa Saunders, expressed gratitude at the Ali-led administration's commitment and investment in education.
Prospective students of Good Hope Secondary, we implore you to take excellent care of this building, since you are the most fortunate to be occupying a spanking new structure from September 2023.
The new school boasts an administrative block, a fully equipped home economics and TVET buildings, science laboratories, and an allied art department. The contract for the construction of the institution was awarded to Dean Plus Partners in December 2022, an engineering and architectural company. The construction of the school falls under the Ghana Secondary Education Improvement Project and is being funded by the World Bank. Renata Burnett, reporting toward the HGP Nightly News.
In 2022, over 40 persons from the Georgetown Rotaract Club were blood donors.
Adiola Walkers, International Service Director of the Georgetown Rotaract Club, announced that in 2022, over 40 persons from our club were blood donors. This was revealed at the unveiling of the Champions Donor Board at the National Blood Transfusion Service located in the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation.
Past year, we have over 40 persons who would have donated blood because they were able to.
The Champions Board is geared at attracting more donors.
We wanted to do something a bit more different where there is this impactful project that we continuously hold blood drives so that persons can donate blood and they not necessarily come when a family member needs it.
Walker thanked the National Blood Transfusion Service for its support throughout the years. Meanwhile, Radha Ramdari, blood donor recruiter attached at the National Blood Transfusion Service, lauded the Georgetown Rotaract Club for its contributions.
Thankful for the Rotaract support. They have been with us for quite a few years. We are excited about the projects that we have upcoming, and thank you guys so much.
She called on Guyanese to be part of this life-saving experience.
Now, the need for blood in Guyana is constant. We're currently reaching out to organizations to facilitate us.
Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Guyana Police Force on a Thursday issued wanted bulletins for 2 persons in relation to murder and 1 for trafficking in narcotics. David London Jr., called Rastaman of Mackenzie Linden, is wanted for questioning in relation to the murder of Ian Roberts, which occurred on July 19 at the Granny Landing, Omai. Meanwhile, Michael Abraham, called Timmy of Lagrange West Bank, Demerara, is wanted for questioning in relation to trafficking in narcotics, which occurred on June 20, 2023 at Catherine, Myconi, East Coast, Demerara. Persons with information leading to the apprehension of London and Abraham are asked to call 911-225-8196 or 226-6978. All information will be treated with the strictest confidentiality. Regional news is up next. Stay tuned.
Team Extra and the one-man bands presents the band's birthday. Celebrating 30 years of one-man band in Guyana. 10 of the best one-man bands all across Guyana and New York for one night, one stage, on Saturday the 24th of June, 2023 at the National Park. Side attraction, Granny performs live. Dancing competition, walls, 30,000. Dance hall, 30,000. The oldest couple at the party wins $30,000. Early bird, $1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location, White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction, and Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Chill and Extra Beer. The band's birthday. Team Extra presents Creek Slag 2023 live on stage from Trinidad and Tobago. Lady Lava.
Yeah, we don't know it's Lady Lava, Queen of the Freak, and I will be live in Guyana on the 2nd of July. Aziza, Kusta, Linden Highway, I'll come out and represent.
Lady Lava.
You have a girl will I like him more. You have a girl will I like him more.
Granny. On Sunday, July 2nd at Aziza Kuza Creek. Early bird tickets $1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location, White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction, and Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Extra Energy Drink.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Renata Burnett. The Caribbean islands of St. Lucia and Martinique will shut down schools and nurseries today ahead of the arrival of one of the season's first tropical storms, officials said on Wednesday. After 21 days into the hurricane season, an unusually early tropical system has emerged over the Atlantic as Tropical Storm Brett, St. Lucia Prime Minister Philip Perry said. Perry stated that all schools and nurseries would close on Thursday, as well as businesses and government offices from 1 p.m. The country's 2 airports will also shut down from 10:30 a.m., in line with advice from aviation authorities. In the neighboring French territory of Martinique, authorities announced that schools and nurseries would also shut down today, but businesses could remain open. Officials also cancelled planned outdoor public events. The Miami-based center predicted the storm will likely maintain its current intensity before weakening after it crosses the island chain. The storm packed maximum sustained winds of 100 kilometers per hour. The World Health Organization, WHO, has certified Belize as being free from malaria, marking success for the Central American country after 70 years of continuous efforts to eradicate the disease. The number of cases of malaria, which is caused by a bite from an infected Anopheles mosquito, have dropped from about 10,000 cases in 1994 to 0 indigenous cases in 2019. Belize is another example of how, with the right tools and the right approach, we can dream of a malaria-free future, Dr. Tedros, WHO Director General, said in a statement. In its efforts to wipe out the disease, Belize has worked with the Belize Vector Ecology Center to analyze data on the density and distribution of malaria-carrying mosquitoes. The WHO has so far certified 42 countries and 1 territory as having managed to eradicate malaria. Finally, the search for the submersible with 5 people aboard that went missing Sunday while descending to the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean has reached a critical stage, the co-founder of the company operating the submersible said Thursday. Today will be a critical day in this search and rescue mission as the sub's life support supplies are starting to run low. Gielmo Sunland, the co-founder of Ocean Gate, the company operating the expedition, said in a statement on Thursday. Sunland said he is certain that pilot Stockton Rush and the crew realized days ago that the best thing they can do to ensure their rescue is to extend the limits of those supplies by relaxing as much as possible. I firmly believe that the time window available for their rescue is longer than what most people think. The submersible known as the Titan begins each trip to explore the wreckage of the Titanic with an estimated 96 hours of life support. With estimated oxygen levels ever depleting, the search for the submersible has kicked into high gear. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.
Jagdeo says Dharmlal will face all consequences if found guilty of rape. 6 charged for aiding escape of Smalley granted $750,000 bail each. Police force made several procedural breaches in probe against Minister Dharmlal, says opposition, and cops charged with short-paying, forging colleagues' signatures. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Melitha Grant. Thanks for watching.